And we're live. It is Friday evening, 7:41. We're going to have a storm, supposedly have a storm in New York City. So all of New York is bracing for that and all around the country. So, I hope wherever you are, from wherever you're listening to this podcast, I hope you are safe and sound. You know, New York, I don't know. They was thinking about closing the schools. Well, they weren't thinking about, but it was anticipated that the schools were going to close. But the mayor made a statement and he made an announcement that it's a regular school day, whether it will be in person or whether it will be remote. But, hopefully school is open because New York have safety zones where they have to, no matter what, get the streets cleared. So yeah, we bracing for a New York City storm. And I'm not looking forward to it, but I went out today, got some stuff. I don't know, people was in the supermarket, stacking up. I don't do that. I just make sure that me and the family is okay, that we won't go without. Zachary, he likes his little snacks here and there. Um, so I'll make sure that he's good. But yeah, we bracing for a storm in the next couple of days. And that's that. I just wish everyone was be safe around the world if you get impacted by the snow. But yeah, I've been looking on YouTube and chilling. I was on TikTok. Sometimes I have to delete TikTok for a couple of days because it becomes just too much. And nobody really want to be going back and forth with TikTok. TikTok is crazy. But, I know that it will take some time for me to build up an audience and get a nice amount of people in the live. But I'm not going to lie. I'm just going to get right to it. Like, there's no room for me to grow. Like, unless I be consistent, dramatic, uh, a troublemaker, spit lies, talk dirty about people. Yeah, that's the way to grow. But if you look at it, so many male podcasters, they taking over. They not making no room for any women to grow. And that's okay. I think the only way like women can become a successful podcast is like if they already have leverage, advantage, influence, and recognition. So it would take a little bit. It would be harder for people like me to grow, especially I haven't been putting that work in. I could admit to that, but I could hear the wind blowing outside, and people still got their Christmas lights up, and it's out. It's like going in way after uh January, like after the middle, going towards the end of January, and people still have their Christmas lights. So I'm just looking out the window while I speak on the podcast. But yeah, the male, like, it's just too male dominated. It's scary too, and it's not like women want to come together and grow a podcast. It's hard effort. It's not that easy. You definitely have to have chemistry with people doing a podcast. So that brought me here to the male podcast being dominated. But I wanted to talk about, let me, don't they commenting in random directs. Day one commenting random directs. Oh, you are day one? I didn't know. Thank you, Jose. Listen, so let's get right to it. So I'm watching, listen, this is what I wanted to talk about real quick before I go back and think some more. I was watching Cameron podcast, Talk with Flea. Now, let me just say this about Cameron. I'm not a fan of his. I was never like a fan of his. I don't like him like that, but I think he dressed well, and his idea of fashion and his takes and beliefs on fashion, I agree with. So let's just get that out the way with Cameron. But he has his own like broadcasting show where he talks about different topics. He's a podcaster too, he is. But this particular show, he had his ex-girlfriend on there. And from the jump, I knew it was going to go wrong because he introduced himself. Because in the introduction, he had a song. I think it was a letter to Dame or whatever. I didn't even listen to the shit because that's just crazy. A letter to Dame, which I always like so quick to say pause, right? When you saying something in reference to a man as another man, that's what these men do. The Cameron crew, the Cameron alikes do when they uh feel like they have to say pause in regards to another man. But that's not the important part. Not even the funny part. The interesting part is that Cameron had his ex-girlfriend on, and I guess she came up there to squash some disagreements or come to an understanding, or even try to just clear up any misunderstandings between him and his girl. What was her name? Callie. Yeah, her name was Callie. So when he introduced his ex-girlfriend and said that he had his ex-girlfriend on the show because he have a co-host named Sin, and I think Sin introduced her. He spoke to her. He was asking her questions. He brought her up, introduced her, and that was cool. But then Cameron turned around and said that he had a lawyer representing him. I guess it was a fake lawyer. Okay, whatever. Then he had his other side host, Larry, that be there, giving his 2 cents in. So already the podcast, the interview was going to go wrong. It was 3 against 1, and I say 3 against 1, which was 4 men. But Sin, the co-host, like the sidekick, was he reads the questions, and I guess he moderates like the social media. Sin is cool. Sin is good. He's not like Cameron. He's not like Cameron, like whatever peoples or whatever he want to friends and shit. Like they were just before the interview started, it was a little bit crazy. Now, they was talking about when they was together, Cameron and Callie, how they met, blah 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 blah. But this particular issue came up about Cameron and his ex-girlfriend Callie, and she asked him for $25,000 for an investment, and he turned her down and said no, he didn't believe in the investment. Because he said he don't give females money, he invests in his females, right? So that was the problem right there with him saying, oh well, I don't give females money, I invest in them like they fucking dogs and shit, right? A female dog is a bitch. So that's what he meant to say. He don't give bitches money, right? So as the conversation progressed, they were talking about the ins and outs, that she wanted the $25,000 to invest in a wedding venue, to build a business. Well, I think she asked Cameron to invest in her business, and he turned her down and said no. He said that he didn't believe in it. He didn't think it was a good business idea, I guess on his part, for him to sign, and co-sign on this business that she wanted to enter into. Mind you, he said that they were cool, they were decent, she was cool, she was decent, she always been a hustler, blase, 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 right? They was talking about when they was staying together, she wanted him, she wanted to stay with him at his house because she said, oh, well, he had 10 bedrooms or 9 bedrooms, and he said it doesn't matter if he had 9 or 10 bedrooms, he don't want no one living there. Okay, whatever. But the part that stood out the most about the $25,000 is that it just showed how cheap, stingy, selfish Cameron is, right? Because if you are a multimillionaire and you are seeing someone and you sleeping with some, no, you're not obligated, or no one is entitled to your money. But if you look at it and you do the math, $25,000 in comparison to a multimillionaire is nothing. Cameron wardrobe costs more than that. His cars cost more than that, right? I just felt like he got her up there, and the 3 men it was 3 versus 1, got her up there, Callie ganging up on her, coming at her wrong way, interrogating her, interviewing her, like scolding her, ridiculing her. But what I say about Cameron and what I drew from that interview is that he is very selfish, very stingy, cheap, mean, disrespectful, condescending, arrogant, shit like that. If he wasn't cheap, if he wasn't stingy, if he wasn't selfish, if he wasn't arrogant, then he would have broke down that $25,000, right? $25,000 over the course of 2 years, right? 25,000, because if we break it up into monthly, that would be a little bit over $2,000 a month. 2,000. I did the math. I had a breakdown. 2,080.85 cents. 2,853. It would have been a little over 2,000 each month. Weekly $481. So you mean to tell me, Cameron, that this girl that you were seeing, that you said you were cared for, that y'all had good times, and she's a good woman, and she's a beautiful woman, and she's a pretty woman, she's very smart, she's very intelligent, she's a hustler, and she come to you and asks you to invest in her business, and you just shot her down, even if you didn't want your name to be a part of investing in her business? I don't see what was wrong with you. Well, excuse me, I don't see what was wrong with giving her $25,000 as a startup, or because the other co-host was saying, oh yeah, because I know Cam, he made great decisions, he made great business decisions, like he's a great businessman. So if he said that the investment wasn't worth it, then it wasn't worth it. But before that, because men don't listen, they listen to what they want to listen to. They pick up and clue and tune into what they want to listen to. He said that he do not give women money. He invests in his females slash bitches. Okay. So I guess he did not believe in her enough for him to invest in her. So he contradicted himself, right? And by investing in her, you would have gave her the $25,000 to say, here go the startup. Things may go right, things may go wrong. I'm not looking for anything back. This is a gift or donation, because men like Cameron, that's selfish, cheap, stingy, and all that above, they don't believe that women should be successful with their help. You know what I mean? Like, if we just sit back and do the math, and whether it's his money or not, he have a wardrobe that costs more than $25,000. He has cars that cost more than $25,000. But a woman that you're sleeping with, that you say you like, and y'all have a great time, and you know that she's good for it, she should be good for it. Any woman, if you are a man that makes a reasonable amount of money, and a woman come to you and you are with this woman, y'all are in a committed relationship, and you are not the breadwinner, but you have a little bit more money than her, money that you probably could just lend to her, give to her, donate to her without looking back, it shouldn't be a problem, because you brag a lot. But what I'm saying is, when you do the breakdown over for the $25,000, $481 a week, right? $68 a day, $2,000 a month. So what was he really spending on her? What type of money was he really spending on her? And if she decided to stay with him and she knew that he was cheap and selfish, because she probably did, that's why she had to ask him to invest in her business instead of just asking him for the money for startup, right? And that brings me to the point where a lot of women, they settle. Like, I don't care what anyone says about me not having a man, I'm not going to settle. Not in my 40s. I'm not settling down with no cheap man. I'm not settling down with no stingy man. I'm not settling down with no selfish man. These men have characteristics of an angry, resentful person, right? He already displayed his attitude over and over again towards women, right? He's talking about he don't give women money, but he invests in his he invests in his females. She asked him, cause I think she was, even though he said she was smart and pretty, because she was pretty, she did look nice, she sounded smart, she sounded cool, she was challenging him, and he was acting like, oh, he was being attacked, trying to act all calm and shit. He's a goofy. I'm sorry, he's a clown. and not in that way, not in a bad way, but he jokes a lot. He liked to joke. He liked to tease. He get off on joking. He get off on teasing. He liked to do it at the expense of other people, and his friends, if friends around him, seem to laugh at his jokes. I think he's corny. Like, I don't think he's funny at all. Like, I just don't find him funny. Certain things he say, that's funny, but not for me to be having laughing my head off. But the what I'm trying to get at is women get in relationships with men, and men show us the red flags from the beginning. Like, I'm questioning her. Like, if Cameron was cheap, selfish, and stingy, why is good evening? How are you? Oh, hey. I'm just here talking to my people. How you doing? I'm fine. I'm not gonna be here long because I thought can be here long. I got Zachary in there, but I'm fine. Thank you. I hope it's nice to see you. I was talking about Cameron and how cheap he is, that he wouldn't lend or give or donate $25,000 to his supposed girlfriend. But the fact is, like, it's like holes in the story. This Pretty in Pink. Yes, I know. I see. Yeah, I said, hey, Pretty in Pink. I know I haven't seen you in a while. Like, I haven't, I'm just getting back in the start of things. I was going to go live on StreamYard. That would be better for me, but StreamYard is not giving me the number of people. They not showing me who's in the chat. They not showing me in the comments. So I came over here, which is a little bit harder. It's just easier to monetize. Like, if I monetize over here, I could buy an apple a day. Pretty in Pink. I know who you are. I appreciate you. Thank you for stopping by and saying hello. I was just gonna, like, put my little input in, my little remarks about Cameron's stingy, selfish self. I said that because I put that on TikTok. I did a breakdown of boy math. I said Cameron, he didn't believe in his girlfriend to invest $25,000 in her. But if you break it down, that's $2,000, a little over $2,000 a month, $481 a week, $68 a day, and he couldn't say, here, take this and get it started. He just wanted to see her suffer. That would have made him happy, knowing that he didn't give her what she wanted. But that's on her part too. That's her fault too. Because I'm not staying with no man. I don't care how men perceive me. I don't care how men think women should be. One thing, and I'm not lying, I guess I feel so comfortable with sharing this shit with my audience. If you are a female friend, if you are a male friend, male boyfriend, whoever, woman or man, right? I would never, ever be friends with someone that is cheap, selfish, or stingy. That's never going to work. So my question to Cal is, like, was Cameron cheap before you asked him, and stingy for the money? That's why you had to ask him, like, yo, can you, like, invest in this business, instead of, like, asking him for $25,000 or asking him for a loan, right? I'm sorry. I'm just a little bit upset with her because she stayed with a guy that was very cheap, right? A cheap man is the worst type of man to be with. I mean, you could cut corners on cost, like, you're not going to go out and buy things that you can't afford. But if he's a multi-millionaire, and I'm pretty sure that's why she asked him, because she knew he was a multi-millionaire, and that's why she had the courage to ask him, even though that's her man or whatever. But at the same time, she probably was, like, scared because he's cheap, selfish, and stingy. So she had to ask him and finesse it, like, oh, can you invest in my business? And he said no. Like, how many women would stay with a man that's cheap, selfish, and stingy? Like, that's just crazy to me. So now they on a panel, and all three of them, Cameron, his fake ass lawyer, and his sidekick, they all going in on her, questioning her and interrogating her. And to the point where she just got quiet for a while and she was staring at Cameron. That stare looked all too familiar. She was studying him, like, I can't believe I ever dealt with someone like this, She probably have regrets wasting her time with him. She should have regrets wasting her time with Cameron, for the simple fact that why would you waste your time? You know, you're a beautiful woman, you have access to many things, and you wasting your time on Cameron, and the fact that he was holding this over your head so you would feel bad. Like, this is not just her asking for 25,000 so she could go out and buy purses and shoes and shit. You know what I mean? Like Jim Jones, he buy his wife, his girlfriend, his mother a house. He buy his girlfriend Chrissy Chanel bags and Chanel boots or whatever expensive stuff. So I'm pretty sure Jim Jones, and I'm not comparing it to Jim Jones' girlfriend closet is more than $25,000. I lost respect for Cam. I'm not going to even lie. I just lost respect for him, and I didn't. It's not that I had respect for him anyway, but it's just a simple fact that he tried to humiliate, embarrass Cal on live TV just to prove a point. And of course, you know, the men was cheering him on. Yeah, yeah, you know, you're not obligated to give her no money. This is them. You know, she's not entitled to your money. You know what I mean? It's not about entitlement. It's not about obligation. It's about standing on principle as a man. Like most men fail to realize that, you know, you call yourself a man, you claim that you're a man, and you can't even keep your word. And your word is your bond, right? And bond means life. And if you break your word, you just automatically, you know, emasculate your own self as a man. A man that can't keep his word is not a man at all, right? Before you look at a man as a protector and a provider, you definitely have to look for these traits as, well, within a man, as a man keeping his word. If he's not reliable, if he's not consistent, if he doesn't even attempt to put in any effort or decency, then this is not a man that you should be with. I don't care how much money he has, right? I'm not laying up with no man that's rich and he's cheap. I don't need a man that bad. Like if that's the case, and I won't even cheat on you. I'll just leave you because you don't stand on principle. You don't have like a giving heart. Like if you are a giving person, right? Even at when you're poor, because most people that are poor are giving and generous. But the ones that's selfish and stingy, like they have something to look within themselves. We don't care about those people. But the people that are generous when they're poor are going to be generous when they're rich. That's how that go. That's how that it always go. So if he wasn't generous when he didn't have that much money, he's not going to be generous with other people. I mean, he's not going to be generous as he get richer. He's going to become more of a miser. What is it called? A spinster? No, not a spinster. That's not the word. A miser. I think that's the word. A miser. I forgot the name, but it's a selfish person. No, it's a stingy person. And that type of man, like, and I'm not going to just say all black men. No, I can't say that. I'm not going to say that. All black men are cheap and stingy. They're not, right? Because I know broke men that will spend money on a girl just because, you know, he want the company of a woman. It don't take that much to spend money on a woman just for decent company. But Cameron being selfish and stingy and cheap, and he's a multi-millionaire. And then supposedly he have great businesses that he invested in. I can't. I'm sorry. I just looked at him wrong in a different way. I just don't look at him the same. It should put a lot of women on notice, right? It should put women on notice that like when you want to settle down, you should settle down with a man that makes you happy. I'm not gonna lie. I love money, right? And men that I meet, they tell me I look expensive. And I don't even dress like a whore. I don't. I can't. I don't have the body for it. So that's what I think when they say I look expensive. I guess I just dress in a way where like I take pride in the way I look. So I guess I set the boundaries to meet a guy that look like he can approach me and we can have a conversation. Not saying that I haven't dated broke men, because every man I've dated was broke. Wait, what is it, Zachary?
May I have pizza?
You want pizza?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna come warm it up. Every man I dated was broke. Shit. Now that I look back, because if they wasn't, I would be like having money and be rich right now. I wouldn't be poor, living in a poor neighborhood. And when I say poor neighborhood, I live in a work class neighborhood, but you know what I mean. Like I dated poor, broke guys, and some of them shared their money, right? Most of them didn't, and I didn't even like give them the chance. Like, all right, you selfish and stingy and cheap. I don't like you. I'm not sexually attracted to you, and that's the thing. Like, I don't. Maybe women. I could come back tonight and we discuss this. I don't. Maybe women can share how they can be still sexually attracted to a man that's cheap, selfish, stingy. You know what I mean? And no, I can't do it. I'm sorry. I guess I'm not breaking that. I'm not easing up on that anytime soon. Even with Zachary father, he's not rich, but he gives money, right? But then he, then when men give you money, they tell you you're a gold digger and shit. I'm like, that's the point, right? You a man, every woman should be a gold digger just to let men know that this is not an easy ride. And it just made me sad that Callie, Cameron, ex-girlfriend, the way she was looking at him, I'm not gonna lie, she looked like she was really hurt because it looked like he was trying to embarrass her and humiliate her in front of the public and his audience, and that wasn't cool. And she didn't have to accept that because she was a nice looking girl. She had a beautiful home. She just looked. Oh yeah, she did say that he made he snapped on her and said because she making bad investments, that's why she's in nursing school. And I think she said she's been in nursing school for like 7 years. She didn't say 7 years, but 2019. But at least she's doing something, right? But he tried to make it look like, oh, that's the reason you in nursing school because things didn't work out. And that's just sad. She looked really sad in the face when he said that. She just looked really sad all across the board when he was being condescending and talking down to her, and the way he was talking, the language he was using. Then he had his stupid ass friends, two guys, three guys against one woman. That was not right. She defended herself the best way possible. She didn't like fold or anything. I give her that, but it makes me want to do more content on these dumbass male podcasters, these rich ass so-called men. And when it comes down to it, they like black women calling black men are kings. That should be studied. That should be like outlawed, right? Because you wouldn't call Cameron a king. You wouldn't. I don't think he liked women to the point where he want to spend the rest of his life with one. He'll rather just taunt a woman. He'll probably just tease a woman, make her feel bad, talk down on her, and because he feel that he's a superstar or he's rich and he's famous that she needs him. He gets off on women needing him, and he gets the opportunity to turn them down, and that's sad. And I just wanted to come just warm that up. I'll probably come back with the title later. Cameron is a cheapskate. Because he is a cheapskate, right? The way that he just, I don't know, I'm getting off soon. The way he just, like, dissed her and humiliated her, I don't think he wanted to start off that way, but that's where it ended up at. And then she's looking with this look on her face like, this is who I really wasted my time on. Oh yeah, and another thing, Cameron, you said you knew Callie since she was 22. So how is it that you was in a relationship with her, and then you was in a relationship with Juju? So it seemed like some overlap. I don't think he was dating them at the same time because I don't think him and Juju broke up, but he had a girlfriend before her. It's just sad though. Like it just made me lose respect for Cameron, and then I had to think about it like we women are going to be searching for love forever because we're not settling. We're not settling anytime soon. Men will be like stupid men that real, and I mean when I say stupid men, I'm talking about men that say, "Oh, if a woman is not in a relationship, she's going to be lonely and old." No, we're not in relationships with men like you that will abuse us, right? Because men that talk like that are mostly more than likely abusive. And we're choosing not to be in relationships with abusive men or men that show signs of abuse. We don't even want to go any further or find out. We just stick in and settle in, for ourselves. And when it comes to women, I just feel like women stand stronger in numbers. Women are very much more powerful when they stand by each other's side and support one another. I really feel that way. Men will be lonely forever. They will have nothing to turn to. But with women, we kind of different. We show love to each other each and every single day in this world, and I see it and I feel it every day. So women will be okay whether we have a man or not. I'm not talking about the married woman that's happy in their relationship with their husbands. No, I'm not talking about them. You already, you know, got what you wanted. But the woman that thought that she wanted a husband or thought she wanted a boyfriend, she's not settling anytime soon because it's really sad out here. And a lot of women, before I go, two things I wanted to say something fun. Two things, like a lot of women, this is not fun. A lot of women are dating for just to get married. You will fail every time. That's not the idea. That's not smart to do. Think about it. Dating just to get married, you rushing. You're not even trying to get to know the man, right? So say you meet a guy and you want to, in the back of your mind, well, your goal is to get married, and you get married within 2 years, but you divorce after 2 years because, you didn't get to know him. Or you could have got to know him and then y'all made a commitment within 2 years or after 2 years. And now after the 2 years, you go into the next step, or you're on to the next step to see if marriage is even needed because you just locked it up. You're in a committed relationship. So dating to get married is when you date and there's no commitment. So I don't understand how you date to get married. That's just a little bit sad. Not sad because you want that. It's just sad that you don't know that it's not going to work. So today's Friday. So yeah, I saw this guy walking down my block. I'm like, damn, he looks so cute. He was a young guy too. He had on a fly ass coat, and I said, let me see his attitude. He just looked really confident walking down the block with that coat on. It was really pretty lavender, multicolored coat. So when he walked by me, I said, that coat looked really nice on you. You know what he said? He said, thank you, miss. I appreciate you. Made me smile. That is so sad that these young guys know what to say to women instead of these older guys. He just was so cool. He just said, thank you, miss. I appreciate you. He smiled, I smiled. He was just young. I said, let me see, because some young guy, every time I compliment a guy, they say thank you or I appreciate that. They don't get nasty. They don't get rude, right? Even I don't care. It wouldn't matter if they have a girlfriend or not. It's just passing by and giving a compliment. So I just thought that was sweet. He did look really cute in his coat, and his coat was really fly. So that was, something to end with, that young guys, they do have respect. They not all considered YNs. You just can't be labeling all younger men YNs. He didn't look like no YN. He looked like he stood out in the crowd. And that was just a nice sight to see, you know. I think before I got on Zachary, he don't like to dress like a YN, not like a YN. He like hoodies. He like sweatpants. Now he's getting into this thing where he like to wear black only, and I don't know what that's about, but that's okay. But yeah, I don't dress him like a YN, not like with a Nike Tech. I understand that's like the uniform and one of those ski masks. He will go crazy, but yeah. I just like to see the younger generation, the younger generation like Zachary and that guy. He looked like he's about 22, 23. It was just a decent exchange. So yeah, that made me like think like, oh, he's so cute. I don't care how cute he was. I would never fall in love with a young guy. I will be with a 70, 80-year old man and wipe his ass before I be with a younger guy. And that's that. But anyway, I'm gonna come back later when I've finished. Y'all heard me tell Zachary I was gonna give him some pizza. So I'm gonna warm him up some pizza, let him rest, relax, like get him relaxed and settle, and then I'll come back and we could go over this topic again. But I'm gonna put it in the title. Cameron is a cheapskate. See if we could lure any stupid men over here. Hey, Ron, just stop. Hi, Wanda, how are you? Oh my goodness, everybody, look at this. This is so sweet. It's like a reunion. I feel so good. I'm gonna come back. If I don't come back, I'm coming back tomorrow. Thank you, Wanda. I appreciate you. Listen, I don't care if it's one person in here, two people, like the familiar faces that drop by that made me really, really happy. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. So I'll come back after I give Zachary his loaded pizza. So I'll see you soon. Like, if y'all go to sleep, that's okay. I'm going to rant and rave with the next live. Talk to you later. Thank you, ladies.